Welcome to the Better German podcast. My name is Susi Blumel, and I will teach you German and everything around the language, the countries, and the culture. So, in this episode, I'm answering a question that I was asked. And she asked me, why should I even pay for a course when I can just go on YouTube and learn English or German or whatever for free? So that was an interesting question for me, and I was actually thinking about it for a while. And here's my take on this. Welcome to the Better German podcast. My name is Susi. I'm teaching you German, and if you follow this podcast, you will actually follow the line that a student should be taking, and you can learn German. Also, by the way, and this is for free, you can get quite a lot of additional materials. So if you go on bettergerman.info/podcast or on bettergerman.info/ and then the number of the episode you're on, you can find there the link where you can find all of the additional materials. You will have to register and you will find all the additional material that you can download for this podcast. There's a lot of additional material in there already. You have worksheets for different word lists. You have worksheets for sentence patterns that we did. You have worksheets for things like why learn German, what is your reason to learn German to keep you motivated, and different other things. And more things are coming and more things are going in there as the podcast is progressing. So please go there and register there and get yourself additional materials. However, actually, for this particular one, there isn't any additional material there. So the question is, why would you pay for a course? Well, to be honest, if you're happy with progress you're making and you found something that is on YouTube and you're doing fine, then great. I'm glad. What you usually pay for is either the time of a teacher. So when you're taking a traditional course, like a course that is not online, or you have classes with a teacher, then you're paying for the time. You're paying also for the expertise to some degree, obviously. And when you're doing an online course, the difference between just materials that you have online on YouTube and an actual course is usually that when you have an actual course, you can log in and you have a system. You will be able to see what you have done, what you haven't done, and things like that. So there is a certain infrastructure involved in it. And that's something that you need to pay for. Why should you be doing that? Well, that depends. Not every paid course, honestly, is good, and not everything that is free is bad. However, if a person like me decides to basically devote their time to build that up, they will have to live off of something, and that's something you pay for. So, frankly, if I had another job and I wasn't earning my money as a German teacher, I just couldn't be spending very much time on that. And probably I also wouldn't be very good at it because I didn't have the experience. So, basically, what are you paying for? Why would you pay for a course in your situation? Well, if you found something that makes you happy, that's fine. I said that. But if you want to get something that is good and you're actually getting value out of it, I think it's good to give it back. I often pay for things, even if I could maybe get them cheaper, because, hey, I think if somebody did a really good job with something, I want to reward that and I want to help that person. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is I think you have higher accountability. If you pay for something, it shows that you're more serious about it. So that's another reason to pay for a course is your own accountability. And then I think the most important reason is Usually, a paid course, or in many cases, a paid course, will get you faster to where you want to go because it's usually something that somebody makes with the idea people are going to pay me for it, so I have to really make a good job. And if it's not the case, most courses will give you a money back guarantee, and I would stick to those. I personally probably wouldn't pay for a course where I have no money back guarantee at all. There are different philosophies regarding that. Some give you money back in 7 days, some even longer. So, yes, I think that's a good thing because you should be able to see if it's a match or not, if you really like it. But a course will usually get you somewhere faster. So, and that brings me to the last reason why would you pay for a course or for classes? If it is something that will get you to your goal faster, then that's worth doing it. Because if you just go on YouTube or online and you start learning German by yourself, it will, if you stick to it, probably get you somewhere. But doing a course, and if it does that, then it's worth paying for it. If you do the course, and then you can get the materials faster or the results faster actually, then that's something that is worth paying for. So good example is also my podcast and my courses. So I have this podcast. I'm really working hard on giving you good materials in this podcast, and actually a lot of this material you will also find in my courses. However, in my courses, you also find more additional materials and additional practice. And I tell you, okay, now do this. And then you get the answers to see if you're correct or not. So basically, you can already, like, there is a course coming up, by the way. There are 2 courses coming up. The first one is the A1.1 course. That's a total beginner's course. You can already get access to it. It's officially going to be released next year, but as a beta user, you can already get access to it now. You can go on bettergerman.info/courses and you will find all the information there. Or you can also get on courses.bettergerman.info and you will get access there. So that's the first course coming up. It's coming up next year, and at the same time, there will be a challenge also going to be released. So you can go there and look at that. And the difference between the podcast and the course is like the podcast will take you through a lot of things, but it takes some time. And in the course, you get access to a lot more material much faster, and you get additional information on how to practice. And there is also things in the course that are not on the podcast because it's hard to put it in a podcast format. So that's the difference. So if you want to follow the podcast and you're happy with it, obviously do that. But if you say, okay, now I want to get serious learning German, I can see that I can actually get there, then a course could be the thing. And if you want to do a course with me, then go on bettergerman.info/courses and you can already get an early enrollment. And I hope I'll see you there. And I hope I'll see you in next week's episode. So see you. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.